Do you work out for hours and nothing happens? There's just no change in your body and it's getting frustrating. Whether you like working out or not working out, or if you'd like to kind of create something in your life that you could maybe work out less and use less weight so it doesn't hurt your body and still achieve better results, then if you've been wishing for something like that, wish no more, because it is here and it is now. What if I told you that these bands and the one that I have on my arm could be the answer you've been looking for? Well, today we're going to be discussing with BFR experts. This is blood flow restriction bands expert, Dr. Mike DeBord. He's a chiropractor who has specialized in helping athletes with optimal performance. And as a result, these bands are in our life. It's in my life today. I think I've been working out with them for 3 years. And for the first time in my life, after like 2 weeks, I could say that I started developing muscle in my upper body and my lower body as well, building up even more. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But Dr. Mike DeBord is going to be here today, and I'm really excited about that. Hi, my name is Lillian McDermott, and I am a certified life coach and the host of the Lillian McDermott radio show, Classroom. If this is the first time that you've been in the classroom, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Well, when Dr. Mike DeBord came into my life, and the information that he gave me was a dream come true. And I am here because I want to share this information with you, and so is Dr. Mike DeBord. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful that Dr. Mike DeBord is here to do just that. Welcome back to the classroom, Dr. Mike.
Hey, Lillian, it's great to be back.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you come on. And I know that this is not a very easy product to kind of like go embrace, like, oh yeah, because we've been told a bunch of lies about working out and muscle building. And so share a little bit about your background and how you discovered these B3 bands. And I've got one on because I'm going to show you how easy it is to put the other one on later on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably like a lot of your listeners, Lillian. I was 52 years old. I was beat up, had a lot of arthritis. And, I would still go to the gym. So I had the time, which a lot of people don't even have that. But I couldn't work out. You mentioned it earlier. I wasn't getting results. I was going backwards. Here's a guy going to the gym 5 days a week, working out for an hour and a half, and I'm going backwards. I'm losing muscle. I can't, my six pack's long gone. I don't even know what one looks like anymore, right? I got to go 20 years back at pictures to see what a six pack looks like. And I hurt all the time, and I'm tired, and I don't sleep well. And fortunately, one of the top Olympic experts, Dr. Jim Stray Gunderson, good buddy of mine, trains Bodie Miller, Michaela Schifrin, athletes in all kinds of different disciplines. He was over in Japan in 2013, and he found something the Olympic athletes were doing in Japan. Now, let's jump real quick here. He also found out that hundreds of thousands of everyday people were doing this, not just Olympic athletes, kids, seniors, people with disabilities, everyday people like us were doing this new kind of exercise. They were 20 years ahead of us with this. It just shocked him that he couldn't figure it out. So he brings it back to the States, calls me and says, Mike, I know you're beat up. I know you still lift. I know it hurts. We talk. I want to come over and show you something. What if you could work out for 10, 15 minutes, doing something easy and light that won't hurt? You can do it from anywhere, and you could start building muscle, elevate your growth hormone, get rid of a lot of your pain. I'm like, yeah, right, Jim. But I mean, this is Dr. Jim. He's top Olympic guy, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to not believe him. So he comes over and we slide these bands up our arms, and we're going to talk about this, but just watch this here real quick. I just take this band, slide it up my arm. Okay, we're going to talk about what it does because it's safe. And I just hook up this little pump right here. And I put some air in it with the manual pump. And he has me grab some 3-pound pink dumbbells. And first of all, when he points at them, I'm like, you're kidding, right? Come on, Jim. He's no, grab those 3-pounders. We don't need 30 or 40 pounders. I start doing some bicep curls. And you can do this home with water bottles. And my muscles start getting that pump and wonderful kind of lactic acid burn like I'm in the gym and been lifting for a half hour. And I'm like, what in the world just happened? Now, look, everyone, your brain's going to say, I know what that is. We've done that before. We've run the stadium stairs. We've done push-ups before. You're going to know what the feeling is. And it's like that run through the wall feeling at the gym or that runner's high. But what's crazy is your brain's going to go, how'd this happen in 30 seconds? And then you're going to get this incredible workout. So I do this. I do it for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm in the mirror looking at my guns, and all us guys do the same thing. We immediately flex our guns, right? And we go look in the mirror, and I'm like, you just got to be kidding. And then I'm like, Jim, why is this shoulder not hurting anymore? I mean, every time I do this, my shoulder cracks. He's like, yeah, that's nitric oxide. We're going to talk about that. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. And he says, look, we're not done. You take these off. I just push the little air valve and I pop them off, and I grab those leg bands behind me, put them on my legs, 20, 30 seconds per leg. And he says, let's do some squats. I'm like, Jim, I got a bad knee. He said, Mike, we're not even going to use any weight. I'm like, we're not going to use any weights? He said, no. So I'm just doing air squats. And I'm not even going all the way up and down because my knee hurts. I'm just kind of going up a little bit. And I start getting the pump and the burn in my legs. Same thing. And then my knee stops hurting. And 30 days after doing this, everyone, my muscles coming back. I got my 6-pack back. I'm sleeping better. Growth hormone, we're going to talk about that. I turned on growth hormone like I was a 30-year-old, and here I am at 52. Long story short, this new exercise, we've brought it to the United States from Japan, and it is an absolute transformational breakthrough. Call it a biohack, call it a cheat. I don't care what you call it. It's changing everything. We got 40,000 people. She's going to talk about Dr. Mercola's doing it. Mark Wahlberg, the movie star, is doing it. Olympic athletes are doing it. I have senior citizen centers, kids, people in wheelchairs. Minnesota Timberwolves NBA team just started using them. Just sent a couple sets to the Buffalo Bills. I mean, everybody's going to do this. So what you're going to hear in this awesome show is how this new technology is just going to unlock your ability to just go do fun, easy exercise from anywhere and get results like you're training for an hour in the gym.
It's interesting that you hear 40,000 people have this, but not everybody. I had somebody approach me at the gym, Dr. Mike, saying that they thought that maybe I had like a physical impairment, maybe it was a blood pressure cuff or it was something else. So I started explaining to him what it was, and he was very curious. And the reason why I wanted to do this class today is because of what happened after that. He loved the idea. He got really excited, but he started looking on the internet and trying to find something cheaper. What he ended up buying was something that I would say is not a BFR. It's more like it's going to stop the flow. And it's more of a tourniquet. And that's what he ended up getting. And so I thought, are all, is there a plane there? It's like, there's an airplane.
Yeah, there's planes flying over. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So all of a sudden I realized, you know what? Not all BFR bands, blood flow restriction bands, are created equal. So let's talk about what to look for outside of price point. What are you looking for when it comes to the perfect bands?
Yeah. Let's talk about what are we doing first, everyone. We want to take this exiting blood flow. Look, you got blood coming in through the artery. That's deep in the artery, right? You check your pulse. That's the arterial pulse. And then you have blood going back. That's the veins, the big veins that are a little closer to the surface. So blood going in, blood going back. What do the bands do? Well, if we do it the right way and the safe way, we're going to take this outflow and just slow it down. We're going to put a little impedance or a little pressure through this band that slows down the outflow. Now, the first question everybody should ask is, why would you want to slow down exiting flow? Well, we're going to talk more about that, but that slows down the delivery of oxygen. Oxygen's the main fuel. Now, when done correctly, we do not want to cut off blood flow. What is a blood pressure cuff? A blood pressure cuff is wide and it's nylon, it's non-flexible. It's not a thin band. It's rigid, meaning it doesn't flex, and it's designed to squeeze all the way through. So if you take one of these $39 or $49 cheap rubber band tourniquets and you put it on your arm from Amazon, you might cut off your blood flow. That's not healthy. Okay? Or you can buy one of these imitation type BFR bands that are made with nylon material that kind of looks like a blood pressure cuff, and when you put it on, it's going to be a hard squeeze. Or you can do BFR the way it was designed from Japan, with a band that is not wide. See, look at the width. It's only on part of my arm here. Next, it's semi-flexible. Why would it be semi-flexible? Because we don't want it to squeeze all the way through. We just want a soft squeeze. And finally, here's what's unique about ours. Here's why all the NFL teams, Olympic athletes, when I blow this up, you'll see those little pockets. These are multiple air chambers. Now, why is that important? Because when I blow up this band, it's not acting like a tourniquet. So it's not completely squeezing around the arm. Each one of these individual bladders is like a finger pushing in, kind of like you see on my arm here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
do a quick demo here, because this is deflated, and this is a leg one. This is what I use for my legs. And I'm going to start filling it up, and I don't know if you see how it's getting smaller, but it still has grooves in it so that you can see that that's where the flow of blood will allow. It's not stopping the flow, it's restricting the flow. Okay, so keep going. I just wanted to make sure people understood that this is not going to be like flat in their arm, and it's not going to be causing them to, have like a tourniquet experience.
Right. So what we've done, everyone, is we've created something that's comfortable. And I can tell you this right now. You want to try those $29, $39 straps, go ahead. You're going to put those on and exercise, and you're never going to put those on again. I've never met anybody, unless they're a bodybuilder and they just enjoy pain. Imagine putting a blood pressure cuff on, pumping it up about to where you start feeling that thump, 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 turning off, and then try and move and exercise. It's not a fun experience. So it's very uncomfortable. Why? It doesn't flex and give. See, these are comfortable. I got this pumped up. It's a little bit of pressure, okay? Number one, comfortable. Number two, I'm not going to cut off the blood flow. So we have people with hypertension, varicose veins. You can use it as long as you've been cleared by your doctor to exercise. So it is safe, and we have safety studies. That's really the key. We have studies showing that when our band is on and pumped up, not only did it not cut off blood flow in either direction, the deep inflow, the arterial inflow, that pressure in the artery has not been increased. See, you can't get into problems unless you increase the pressure in the artery or back pressure in the body. So here's the end result. We have senior citizen centers doing this in Silver Sneakers class. We have 5, 6-year-old kids. We have post-surgical $1 million athletes like Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, doing this after surgeries. It's being used in all professional sports. These bands are the chosen bands of professional. I have hundreds and hundreds of doctors and physical therapists. So as Lillian said, if you're going to do blood flow restriction, right, you don't want to be messing around with something that's not comfortable or something that's not proven or safe. You want to use bands that have safety studies and are proven safe and are being used across the board. You can go to our Who Is Using It page and just see, who's using the bands. So, that was a great question that she asked.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just want to show you real quick. This is how you put it on. Dr. Mike already showed it. You want the spout to be closest to you, not facing outside. And so you put it so that it's not moving around, so it's stuck. I usually wear a long sleeve t-shirt or a shirt when I work out so that it's not on my skin. You can put it on your skin. You can even swim with these, which is what I love about it, that you can, whatever your choice is, whether it's dancing, like what I love to dance, or if it's working out and doing whatever it is you need to do, you can do it. And so each band comes with a suggested amount for the pressure that you put onto it. And so you just put on the band and you pump it to whatever desired. This one is supposed to be, is it 150? But I like
Yes.
to put it at 250. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what I like. And so then I go on my business. So what happens is, as I'm building, I've finally went up to 5 pounds, but I was doing 3 pounds. So I was able to build muscle with 3 pounds. And the benefit for me was that my body didn't ache the next day. It didn't feel like I've pushed myself to the extreme. But when I'm doing the working out, my muscles are getting fatigued enough for my brain to be hacked into saying, whoa, you're really doing a good job, Lily. Is that 15 pounds or 30 pounds? No, 3 or 5. And so I, at the age of 60, am able to continue to build muscle because for me, and I don't know if I told you this, Dr. Mike, I was in a car accident. And for a long time, because I had 4 herniated discs, and then that was before I chose to do the explantation because of all the pain that I was in. It was all the I just, I couldn't work out, and for a long period of time I didn't work out. Finally, when I started working out and I was going back to the gym, I was working out the same amount of time, I was doing the same exercise, but it wasn't building any muscle at all. And so I became like, why even bother going to the gym? And I've always worked out. I've always loved going to the gym. Well, actually not loved it. I know that it's something that I get to do, and it's a social hour sometimes for me. And so what I discovered was that when I got kind of like discouraged. In our first conversation that you and I had, I didn't make a commitment to have you in the classroom, didn't I? I said,
No.
you've got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to show me what it is that this does. And within a week, I started feeling definition in my arms, and new definition in my legs. And so that's why I'm so passionate. And I don't know how long it's been since I've been doing this. And just recently, I moved up to 5 pounds, and I thought, okay, well, 5 pounds. Let's see if it builds better. And so I'm noticing improvement. And every time that I build, and every time I do my working out, somebody eventually comes up to me and says, do you have like high blood pressure? What's going on with you? So if any of you have any questions about BFR, you can come to me and I'm more than happy to ask. But like I said, this last situation with this person at the gym, he had some problems with his arm. He was feeling he had something wrong with his tendon. And I told him that this would help build the strength without hurting him. And so the next thing I know, he bought like a tourniquet and he stopped using it because of the price point. So let's talk about the price point, because it's $449. It's $450, so $449.99. How long do these BFR bands last? Because I've had mine for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Most people, minimum 3 years, 5 years, 3 years, 5 times a week, right? 250. So you're at 750. You're down around 50 cents a workout. So now, hey, everyone, let's say it's 50 cents or even a quarter. Is it worth 50 cents to cut your time in half?
Yes.
Elevate growth hormone. And here's what I tell people, because we're going to talk about growth hormone. This is really the big deal here is growth hormone. Before we talk about that, everybody knows the value of growth hormone. You got it sitting in your pituitary your entire life, but most people can't access it. So what do? You end up going to the clinics that are popping up all across the country and spending $3,000, maybe $5,000 a month on injections of growth hormone. Let me ask you a question. What if you could go to the doctor and he could painlessly go in and pull out your own growth hormone, replicate it, make it bioidentical, and then give it to you in a pill, and you could take it every day and you could operate on growth hormone levels like a 25 your entire life? Well, let me tell you what would happen. You'd look like Lillian, right? You'd feel like Lillian feels. I don't know how old she is. I'm not going to ask her. but she looks 35, but I know she's not 35,
Oh,
right?
stop. I just turned 60 this year in May.
Me and you both,
Yes.
60, but I mean, to be 60 and feel 35,
Mhm.
people would spend any amount of money.
Yeah.
And we just figured out the hack that costs 50 cents a workout
Mhm.
to go get it with growth hormones. So, I mean, that's the big deal here, the anti-aging side of this, of what's going to happen in your body when you can simulate vigorous, high intensity exercise without all the downside of the time and the pain.
So the last time that you came on, or one of the times that you were in the classroom, I had said, what is the difference? Because if I'm doing 3 pounds and it's making my brain think that I'm doing, 10 pounds or more, because I'll feel it. Because when I'm doing I put my arms and my legs at the same time. So many times you'll see me doing squats at the same time that I'm doing my arms. Because I want to maximize that 20 minutes, that 30 minutes that I've got that I'm at the gym. I go in and the same people are there before I get there, and I leave and the same people are there that were there before I got there. But during that time that I am working out, you're telling me that I need to put in and pump, so that I can feel the burn. So I know that that's my feel the burn. I can hear Dr. Mike in my head. Lily, you got to feel the burn. So I do 15 reps, or I'll do 30 reps, depending on what the situation is. So let's talk about, putting on these bands and not feeling the burn. Is that possible?
Well, let's give people an example. You go to the track and you walk around the track. How long could you walk? Forever. What do you feel? Not a whole lot. What's going to change? Not a whole lot. What if you run the stadium stairs? What do you feel? You feel the burn. You feel the lactic acid in your muscles. What's going to change? Oh, a lot's going to change. Because lactic acid, or the burn, is what turns on post-exercise growth hormone. This is what makes you change. Number one, it's what makes you burn fat. It's what makes you put on muscle. It's what makes you get more endurance, more energy, sleep better, and elevate growth hormone. So let's go back to Lillian's question. What if I just go put the bands on and don't feel the burn? What if I get on my vibration plate? What if I go for a walk? What if I go to the gym and don't feel the burn? Nothing's going to change. I hope you enjoyed the time you're spending, because you're not going to change anything, right? You can go to Planet Fitness or Snap Fitness and you can see the people on the ellipticals, no offense, and that are walking, right? And then you can see the people over in the corner slamming the weights and grunting and hurting the next day. There's a big difference in how they look, right? So the bottom line is this: you have to feel the burn. And I don't care if you work out 10 minutes or 3 hours, it's irrelevant. Only question I got for you is, how long did you feel the burn? If you feel the burn for 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to change. So you can do it in 5-10 minutes, or you can do it the old way for an hour in the gym, right? Because you go in the gym, you lift a heavy weight, you feel the burn for about 20 seconds, you take a 2-minute break, you socialize, you go do it again. By the time you're done and leave, you've got the burn for about 3 or 4 minutes. Or you can just put the bands on, do something light, and you're going to feel the burn. Now, next question is it going to hurt? No. Now, look, if you don't like exercise and you're not willing to feel the burn, we really can't help you. But at some point in your life, you've all done exercise and you're fine with it. So what the bands are going to do is you're just going to cheat and shortcut. So Lillian said, I go into the gym and I'm in and out in 15, 20 minutes and I got the burn and I'm leaving, and the same people are still on the elliptical equipment and I look completely different than them. How's that possible? Very simple. Lillian's getting the burn and turning on growth hormone. So her body's operating on elevated growth hormone, like she's 20 years old. Doesn't matter if she's 80, 50, or 20. She's got elevated growth hormone, and the body will respond. No matter what the age, the body will lean up and put on muscle and feel younger with this growth hormone.
Okay, so now let's compare and contrast. There's a person that's doing, or even a woman. I'm going to compare woman to woman. I've seen women, like pumping 20 pounds at a time, putting over their head, over their, doing butterflies, doing all this stuff. Whereas I am doing 3 pounds. Now she's feeling the burn. I'm feeling the burn with 3 pounds. And there she's feeling the burns with 20 pounds. what is the outcome on the body? What is the result on the body when it comes to the 20 pounds feel the burn and the 3-pound feel the burn?
In situation number one, when you're both in your 20s or 30s, the response is the same. In situation number two, when you're in 40s, 50s, and 60s and you're a woman doing that, you're producing cortisol, right? Woman, you've heard of cortisol, you've heard of hypothyroidism. When you stress your body with hard physical exercise and weightlifting in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, you better be real careful because you're going to turn on cortisol. How you know you're going to hurt? You're going to be sore. Like Lillian said, I don't even want to go to the gym because I don't want to hurt the next day. So here she is, at a certain age, going to the gym, doing the heavy weights, waking up sore, doing the work, feeling the pain, but yet her body's not changing because cortisol is now being elevated and it basically stands on top of growth hormone and doesn't let it work. So ladies, you get to this point where even if you do the hard exercise, you can't get the results. And you all noticed it, right? You go to the gym, you can't lose the weight, right? You can't tone up your body. It's too much stress on your body. So if we're talking women 35 to 65 or 75, the difference between the heavy weights and the bands is both will get the burn. The bands will be way easier, but the bands won't produce cortisol. And the growth hormone now that you're releasing won't be interrupted or interfered with due to the cortisol response. And I'll tell you another thing you're not going to see, ladies, with the bands. You're not going to get hypothyroidism because once you understand how the thyroid works, right, you're going to see a dramatically reduced chance of hypothyroidism. In many cases, ladies, you're going to see your thyroid turn back on when you do the right exercise.
I'd like to learn more about that. That could be another show because I do have hypothyroidism and I have not seen, it's been years and years, like 20 years on medication, and anything that I can do to reverse it, because I don't want to take any medication, none. And so if I can do something to reverse it, that would be great. So I need to know what exactly I need to do to reverse it, and maybe we can do that in another class that we do. Now with me, what I've noticed is when I first started, just raise calves, and I'll take the ball and like a big ball, and I'll use my arms, and I'm bouncing the ball on the wall while I'm going up and down with my calves. So is it okay for me to work both bodies at the same time, both body parts, like my arms and my legs?
Yes, if you're going to use the bands, give yourself about 30 days to either use the leg or the arm bands, unless you are already an elite, CrossFit kind of athlete. Give yourself some time, and we're going to coach you. We'll talk about that. You're going to get videos. One day do some upper body, next day do some lower body, but we're going to coach you. Once you get acclimated to the bands, Lillian likes to do multiple joint exercise. She likes to be moving her arms and legs at the same time. She's going to get faster results. So yes.
Okay, good, because that's what I've been doing. I want to make sure that I'm doing that correctly. And I love the booty exercise and all this. And I was at I just did the Emotion Code Body Code workshop with Dr. Bradley Nelson, who's also a chiropractor, a retired chiropractor, but he's developed ways to hack into your subconscious mind to release trauma. So this was an amazing time. And so and Rebecca Black, for those of you who know Rebecca Black, she was there. She was one of the vendors at the event. And she said exactly this. And I can't believe I'm quoting it. She goes, "What have you been doing with your booty, girl?" She goes, "You look bootylicious." So I said, "Well, I work out with my bands. I'm going to talk to you about my bands in the future." So, but anyway, so she noticed the difference in me, whereas I have stopped noticing. But at the age of 60, like the experience that I had after the car accident, it was like, why even bother? Why even bother? And then the next thing that happened to me once I started the bands, it takes me 15 minutes to get to the gym and 15 minutes to drive back. And so I started working out around my home. So let's talk about the bands that come with the B3 bands, that if they wanted to, they could have like a gym in their own home. So let's talk about that, Dr. Mike.
Well, you get the backpack, which you see over my corner right here. You get 2 armbands and 2 leg bands, and you get some exercise tubing with handles for your arms, and even attachments if you want to attach it to your leg, and a little door stop. So you can literally do every exercise. I can do biceps, I can do triceps, I can do shoulders, I can do back or rows, I can do chest. I can do all 5 of these exercises with this tubing. I can do it in a park. I can wrap it around a tree. I can do it at the pickleball court, around a fence. I can do it in a hotel room. I can do it from home. So you'll just pick the one you want. You don't even need to take the whole set, and it'll fit right in that backpack along with your band. So you literally throw that backpack over your shoulder, throw it in your gym bag, and you literally have a gym on the go with your Biohack B3 band. So as Lillian said, some days she probably likes the gym. Other days she doesn't have the half hour to drive back and forth.
Correct.
That was me yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? I'm with my girlfriend and she wants to go to the gym. I'm like, honey, I've got a lot of calls. And I'm thinking, in any other situation, I can't get my workout in. No. Let me tell you why that's important. Because I can't get my growth hormone and nitric oxide. That is why I do this. So I'm on calls. Oh, I got my headset on. And in 10 minutes, I got my workout on while I was on a call. I literally got a workout in. So, I mean, that's literally how easy it is to implement it in your daily life.
It is that simple. It really is that simple. So I want to encourage all of you to go to whenyounneedafriend.com. If you go to my shop now bag, you will find the B3 bands, B3 Sciences. So click on the logo and it will tell you a little bit more of where, what it is about, and you can start your journey and learning about it. When I said I like to work out, for social reasons, it's nice to go to the gym and get out and feel the energy of other people. And it kind of encourages you to work out too. But some people don't need to go to the gym. Some people can work out at home. Some people, even though they go to the gym, they can't get motivated and they might need a coach. And so that's where B3 Sciences also supports you with that. And we're going to talk a little bit about the coaching that they provide, the virtual coaching or the emails that they send you, and help you kind of get motivated as well. But I want you to go to whenyounneedafriend.com and please subscribe. For those of you who saw my post a few weeks ago, I went into my website and all my subscribers were gone. So we're in the process of trying to build that up. We're trying to figure out what's going on. And hopefully by the time that you see this, it'll be all okay. But I want to encourage you to go to whenyounneedafriend.com. Please subscribe and tell all your friends to do that as well, because we want to be able to reach out to you if we need to reach out to you. And we do not abuse that. We don't sell the list either. And so this way, who's going to be in the classroom, and you can set a special reminder, and the show is sent to you if you would choose that for yourself. That way you can just click on it and watch it or hear it. Actually, it's the audio that's sent to you, and you can hear it at your own discretion. So go to whenyounneedafriend.com, please subscribe, and you'll get my 90-day challenge to self-love ebook. Then like and follow me on all social media. And you can also check out my sponsors, support my sponsors as they support the classroom. Let them know that you really appreciate it. And also, with like I said, I have the shop bag, the little shop bag. If you scroll down when you go to whenyounneedafriend.com, and by you buying B3 bands, that helps the classroom. And so some of these products that are all Lily approved, some of these products are affiliates. So when I say that, that means that you too can become an affiliate. If this is something that really resonates with you, and you really like to work out, or you want to start working out and you want to bring your friends along your journey, this will be something that you can do. And we can talk about that as well. And so just go to whenyounneedafriend.com, click on the shop now bag, and then click on B3, and that will start your journey with me. And all you have to do is text me if you're interested, and I can place a phone call real quick to get you excited about, like I was excited about bringing these bands into my life, your life, the life of the people that you love. But honestly, you got to use them. The only B3 bands that I've ever heard that people don't like are the ones they don't use. So I just want to make sure that you give yourself that commitment of 30 days to use it so that you can see how your body can change as well. Don't just sit on the couch saying, oh, I'm too old, I'm too old. No, we're going to talk about stories of people who were too old, and the B3 bands reverse that immediately. Also, the last way that you can help out the classroom is by, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom, whether it's $1 or $1,000 a month or a one-time donation, whatever you can do to help. Sharing this video with all your friends helps block the algorithms from trying to keep this information out there, because, you know, if you are healthy, you're not going to need the drugs that the doctors tell you that you need. So do everything you can to become healthy. Share this video, do your time, your talent, your treasure, whichever way that you can help the classroom, please do. You can go to, I think it's lillian.b3sciences.com. That's lillian.b3sciences.com to learn more, or you can just text me or call me at 407-373-5959. So today we have Dr. Mike DeBord, who is just a wonderful cheerleader of what I'm doing, and then you too, you have developed an incredible, I remember when we first met, you had just gotten started with this, and it's so wonderful to hear you've had 40,000 sales or people out there using this. What are some of the stories that kind of like pierce your heart and say, you know, this was all worth it?
Well, obviously, people are going to love what they see in the mirror, but that really is so small compared to what's happening. Let me go back. We're elevating growth hormone in the human body. What does that do? It starts making everything younger. It starts repairing and regenerating your body. You know how you get in a house and it's 20 and 30 years old, everyone? You can remodel rooms, right? You don't have to just put up with it. You can remodel your body, right? But you got to elevate growth hormone. So I have women calling me back and say, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping, I have energy, my mood's better. I have men calling me back and saying, my gosh, I mean, I feel 20, 30 years younger anymore. I don't feel all beat up. I have people calling me back and saying, why are my nails and hair not frayed and cracking anymore? I have women calling me and saying, I've lost 5 pounds. I can't believe it. I've been trying for 5 years and I lost 5 pounds and I put on 5 pounds of muscle. Now, let me tell you something, everyone. Before you start this, I want you to go spend $30, $35 on a scale on Amazon, one of those Bluetooth ones that's going to measure your body fat and your muscle. Because here's what's going to shock you. If you go on a diet, you're just going to lose fat and you're going to lose muscle at the same time. And then you're going to get stuck eventually if you just do diet with no muscle and really not much tone. And that's not a good place to be, right? Because you're not going to have youth and longevity and growth hormone, right? So the goal you want to keep the muscle or build it, but bring down the fat, right? So these women call me up, and I just had a lady named Ann, and she's a huge marketer, and just called me and said, I don't believe, Mike, if this is true, do you realize what you got? I said, yeah, I know, Ann. She said, all right, I'm going to try it for 7 weeks. And I said, Ann, do you have a scale? She said, oh yeah, I've got a pretty expensive scale. We're going to put this to, she called me back and she sent me a picture of her phone. She said, is this right? 7 weeks, she put on 13 pounds of muscle and lost 12 pounds of fat. She said, that's not possible. I've never seen, how's that possible? I said, I'll tell you how, Ann. Doesn't matter how old you are, right? And she's not old, but she's in her middle ages like us. She's getting the burn from exercise. Now here she is, she's on her social media doing all these workout videos, and her body's not changing one dime. Nothing's changing, right? And she puts the bands on and she starts working out 10 or 15 minutes. And what does she do? Well, if you were listening, you're turning on growth hormone. It's like you're injecting yourself at the local clinic, like an Olympic level athlete. You're training like you're an Olympic level athlete, everyone. And you're gonna see changes that are just gonna shock you. I've had guys in wheelchairs. I recently had a guy in a wheelchair that hasn't been able to walk. He's walking again. And I mean, there's just so many stories like this. Then teenagers, we get into parents who put them on their kids and they're like, oh my God, my kid was the slowest kid on the soccer team and now they're the fastest. My daughter's a swimmer and she was on the reserve team. Now she's #1 on varsity. How is that possible? They're training like an Olympic level athlete now with half the work. So I mean, we've just got, these stories and I think you mentioned it, Lillian. This is what, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I get to wake up to new stories like this every day, and it's just
Yeah.
you talk about fuel to help people, man. I just keep getting more fuel every day.
Well, I love what you're saying. I love the product. I love B3 bands, but I want to see if what you guys feel out there. You're watching, the ladies and gentlemen, you're watching. This is for men and women, and now I understand that children can use it too. I know that my bands are like the small ones. So do you have smaller than these?
No, your bands will work. I mean, you've got the #1 bands, but
Mhm.
they can go this wide. This is the #2, but they can also overlap. So if you were to take yours off, Lily, and
Oh,
overlap it, it would be really small. It's going to go
yeah.
down to like 5, 6 inch arms.
Okay, so for children, interesting because we have, okay, so when you're saying oh, I see. Okay, I see. Let me show you. So they overlap this way, and you can, oh
Yeah, look
man.
how small that'll get.
Oh yeah, because I remember the first time I got it, I kept saying it's too big on me, it's too big on me, and you said just overlap it, and I'm like, okay, if I overlap it, so it's true, it's true. Oh, I almost put them on wrong. Okay, so let's talk about for those of you, I just want to see, can you relate to what we're talking about? Working out at the gym, not seeing any results and getting frustrated because now you're just lose your motivation. Then next thing you know, you're getting older, you've lost your passion to be active and celebrate, and then you get a hip fracture or you have to have
Hmm.
surgery and just things get worse. So let's talk about, Dr. Mike, what it's like to come back from an injury or come back from a disease or come back from surgery. Can these bands be used for that?
Well, that's the primary way it was used in the beginning. Is it's being used in probably 20, 30% of all physical therapy centers are doing it now, right? Because when you're injured or you have a fracture, you have a surgery, what happens? You sit around and you can't exercise, right? So here's the first thing we are teaching hundreds and hundreds of physical therapy centers and a lot of pro teams. I injure my shoulder. I can put the bands on my legs. What am I doing? I'm maintaining elevated growth hormone, which is the healing hormone for the
Mm,
shoulder. So
that's
number
good.
one, I can speed healing. We have fractures healing in 2 to 3 weeks because they're putting the bands on an opposite body part. Number two, now when I'm going to start rehabbing, and maybe you pulled a muscle or you hurt your back and it's no longer acute, meaning it's still sore. Now I'm going to start rehabbing it, right? I'm going to do some exercises. I can put the bands on and do the light exercise my shoulder or back or hip or knee can tolerate, but I can feel the pump and the burn. Now I'm preventing muscle atrophy and I'm stimulating growth hormone. So what I'm trying to accomplish, which is functionally getting back to where the muscle and joint are healthy again, I'm just speeding it up. I'm doubling the healing time. So number one, work a non-injured body part. Number two, use it with your normal rehab or physical therapy. By the way, if you're going to go to rehab or physical therapy, ask your therapist or your trainer, say, hey, I want to try blood flow restriction. Good chance they might have it. Or you can say, hey, I want to try blood flow restriction with the B3 bands. And then when you return, here's the key, right? Many of us, right? We got to move our daughter on the weekend. We're going to go move that couch. We're going to do some yard work. That's when we all fall in the trap. Let me tell you something. You use the bands. You start using these 4, 5, 6 days a week, get your muscle, elevate growth hormone. Your chances of hurting yourself when you're moving a couch or doing some yard work, you've reduced that by about 90%. Lillian will tell you, if she had to move some furniture, she wouldn't even hesitate. She would not even hesitate versus going, oh I don't know if my shoulder or my back can handle that. We just rearranged some furniture in here, and I mean, no problem at all. And I'm 60 years old. If I wasn't using the bands, I'd have to go, honey. We probably should hire a couple guys to do that. And of course, she'd look at me like, dude, really?
Okay, so I could almost hear all of you out there, or some of you out there saying, but I've had an injury, or I have this condition. Are there any contraindications? There's some people that cannot use these bands.
Well, the only people that can't really use it are the people that have active swelling in an extremity. So if I have lymphedema in this leg, I won't put it on the leg, but we can put it on your arms, right? If I've got a clot that's been recently diagnosed and my doctor doesn't want me doing vigorous exercise, then we'll wait. If I've become pregnant and I am not already doing vigorous exercise, whether it be CrossFit or running or using the bands, my doctor's not going to want me to start a vigorous exercise program. But I can tell you this, 99 out of 100 people can put the bands on. So here's my question. Can you go for a walk? Well, then you can walk in the bands. Can you curl some water bottles? You can do that. Can you get on a vibration plate? Can you go up and down the steps? Can you get in the water? They're waterproof. Can you get in the water and kick your legs around a little, do a little water aerobics? If you can do those, you can do them in the bands. And remember what I told you. We have the safety studies on this. And I always get people. So I say, look, let's just cut to the chase, everyone. Type in blood flow restriction and death. Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and put it in Google. Get it over with. BFR and death, BFR and strokes. It's not happening. And there are millions of people around the world that have started doing this. I guarantee you, if people were ending up in emergency rooms and dropping dead, it would be all over Google. It's not happening. And remember why? Because we're not stopping blood flow. Now, as these gimmick bands come out and these El Cheapos, we're probably going to see some people hurt themselves. But remember, we are not stopping blood flow. And I apologize for the light hitting on me. I'll back up a little bit here. All we're doing is slowing it down. Let me give you one 30-second thing to put your mind at ease. You get carpal tunnel. You need surgery. You go to the doctor. He puts the tourniquet on. He cuts it off. He operates for 30 minutes. It's completely shut off. You go in the recovery room. They release the tourniquet. You go home and nobody drops dead. So this manipulation of blood flow is not inherently unsafe. What you want to do is you just want to make sure you choose the right bands and do it the right way. And Lillian probably is going to end here with, we provide coaching.
Yes,
we're going to show you how to put them on. We're going to tell you how to use them. I'm going to share with you 3 indicators to know if you're using them for the right amount of time. And then we're going to be here to answer any questions that you have. So you just contact us if you've got any questions. And by the way, we're the only BFR company in America that provides coaching. We provide that for 30 days. And you can even join as a member for $49 and you get coaching for an entire year. So you're going to have the support you need from B3 Sciences.
No, that's the Black Friday deal that you have going on, right? Because it's usually 30 days.
The 30-day coaching comes with every order. So if you just go on Lillian's website, she'll give you the website, buy your $449 set of bands, you're going to get 30 days of coaching. Now, at the point you order, you're going to see the little member button. It's only $49. You're going to extend that to 12 months. You're going to get a mobile app on your phone with follow-along workouts. You're going to get invited to live calls. But hey, if you don't want to do that, you can go 30 days, and then you can just contact and say, hey, you know what? I'd like to do that member thing for another $49 and get continuous coaching. For example, I'm doing a live workout today, a live call in about an hour and 6 minutes. I'm going live with about 15 or 20 people. You literally can come live with us and we'll help you work out. So
nice. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. And so you talked about $449.99, $450. Let's just say $450. And do you have a payment plan? Do you have things that make it affordable? Because I know the holidays right around the corner, and people always make these New Year resolutions. But instead of a resolution, let's make a commitment, and the B3 bands will help with that commitment. So what are some of the the ways that people can afford this more. If they're using, that's too expensive, or that's the same thing that the guy did, bought something cheaper, but it's not using it anymore. I know that you have a money back guarantee. Would you like to talk
Yep.
a little bit about that?
Number one, 30-day money back guarantee. So you got no risk here. You don't love them, send them back. I don't care if they come back dirty, sweaty, with mud on them. You're going to get your money back. You're going to be out the shipping fee. That's it. Okay. Number two, we have zero down, zero interest for 6 months with PayPal. So for about $80 a month, or the cost of a good gym membership, right? You can try them. So think about this. You can go on, order the bands for $450, use PayPal, zero down, zero interest, not have a payment due for 30 days. So you haven't spent anything. And if you don't love them, send them back. We'll reimburse PayPal. So now you're in it and you got zero risk. And PayPal will even give you a $20 credit. So if you'd like to buy them on credit, what a lot of people do, you can do it with our PayPal program, and it's only about $80 a month. Think about that. $80 a month to elevate your growth hormone, finally lose weight, feel younger. I mean, people around the world are going to these anti-aging clinics and spending thousands of dollars every month to try and create anti-aging. And look, everyone, God already put one anti-aging system in your body. It's the way. It's the growth hormone. It's sitting right here. But he didn't make it easy for you. He said, look, you're going to have to go earn it, right? You're going to have to go do the work and be healthy and vigorous and exercise.
So, I mean, oh, okay. So I had mentioned earlier that if somebody wants to add this to their life, to bring this to other people around them, what is involved there?
Well, for that $49, right? 12 months coaching, mobile app, live workouts. You also can share it. You'll get a website like Lillian got, lillian.b3sciences.com. You'll pick your own website, and then right from your mobile app, I mean, literally in seconds, you can send somebody a little video. You can send them your website. You can put it on a flyer. You can post on social media, and you can literally start sharing this. I mean, 2 to 3 minutes after you order, you've already got this on your phone. So you can immediately start sharing it with the people you care. And yes, it's like an affiliate program. So there's a very generous affiliate commission. So think about this. You could get in, share it with 6 of your friends, and yours is literally free and you're making some additional income. But the real key here that I want you to think about is whether you do it in the beginning or after you start using it, like Lillian's done, you're going to want to share this. You're not going to want to keep this a secret, because you're going to want all your friends and everybody you love to be able to experience this same thing. And we've made it easy, and we've also made it rewarding for you.
Okay, so let me understand I got this straight. So when I joined as a like an own, what was it that I was, what did I sign up?
Joined as a consultant, yes.
Yes, but there was you don't do those anymore. You don't do that anymore, right? So
Right,
now
we call consultant founder, but you member,
founder,
right?
I was a
Right.
founding member.
But you
Yes.
actually came in. There's another level called founder, where if you really are excited and you want to be in kind of the inner group, the inner team of people, kind of like the first ladies in Mary Kay, and you really want to go out and build this, you want to turn it maybe into a work from home, there's a big opportunity here, right? It's called the founder program. So when you
Yeah.
go to Lillian's website, you can look into that, and you can contact us also. So you simply go to the contact us button on Lillian's website and say, hey, I'd like to know more. Maybe you just want to inquire about it. I want to know
Yeah.
more about that founder thing, because I'm looking for founders. We got
Yeah.
many places across the country. We don't even have anybody yet.
Yeah, I thought the founders program, because I'm a founder. And I thought that the founders program was stopped and that you just changed to membership. So that's good to know that that's still happening. I did some research on my website for BFR, and I just noticed that if you want to buy these for Christmas presents to your family or whatever, the more you buy, it's cheaper by the dozen. So I saw that if you buy one, it's $449.99. If you buy two, it's $819.99. You save $80. If you buy 4, you save $330. And if you buy 10, you save $1,170. And I thought, this is great. So who doesn't want to save money during the holidays? This is an opportunity for all of you to not just work out, but you can now also be an ambassador for B3 bands as well and say, hey, I got them. Here's my link. You can buy from here, and everybody wins. Mike, this is, I love how you have kind of incorporated different levels to help as many people as you possibly can. So I want to thank you for everything that you're doing to keeping us healthy and young, and keep us from falling in the future and breaking a hip or a joint. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any final words before we go?
Well, I think the final words are this: we figured out a new way. I mean, this is a breakthrough. This isn't a fad, everyone. I mean, this is an opportunity, for everybody to change their health and fitness, and it's coming from a point of love and caring, right? And we want you to experience this. So, at the very least, give it a try. We're going to help you. Worst thing that'll happen is you send it back. Best thing's going to happen, you're going to go back in time 20, 30 years. And I mean, it's going to be one of the greatest decisions you ever made in your life.
It is for me. So thank you. And I know it will be for you. So if you're tuning in today and you want to learn more, I'm available for you. You can text me at 407-373-5959, or you can go to Lillian, whenyouneedafriend.com, click the Shop Now bag, click on the icon with B3, or you can go to lillian.b3sciences.com and to learn more. But any way that you do it, just discover, be curious instead of critical, and start your journey to building better, bigger, and a healthier life, bigger, better muscles and a healthier life. So thank you so much, Dr. Mike, for being in the classroom today. I've loved learning from you once again.
Thanks, Lillian. It was great to be here.
Yes. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you. Remember, Black Friday, you want to do this before Black Friday? Or is that what you said, before Black Friday to join?
Yeah, if you do it before Black Friday, then there's a big discount if you want to buy additional bands for friends or family members, or, gifts for Christmas.
And what about after Black Friday?
After Black Friday, it's still those discounts you talked about, right? Second set, 4 sets, 10 sets, big discounts. When you buy multiple bands, it's just even bigger on Black Friday after you bought your first set.
Okay, that sounds really good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below, and let's continue to be healthy together. Please remember, I'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott and Dr. Mike DeBord wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day.
Best day
ever. Good job.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert